Alexis Lopez, and this is Pop Culture Oppression Obsession, where we look at pop culture through a critical theory, equity, and representation lens. We are attempting to, in the words of feminist critical theory author and professor and activist bell hooks, cross boundaries, to take another look, to contest, to interrogate, and in some cases, to recover and redeem. In this episode, we're taking a look at the trailer for the Easter movie of faith, Breakthrough. Now, we don't do spoiler warnings here at PopCOO because this show spoils things, so please, go take a look at the trailer now. The link is below. Then come back to us. So, a little bit about me. I see a lot of movies, and every so often, depending on how family-oriented the movie I was seeing was, I ran into this trailer. Now, when I first saw it, it made me bristle, but I didn't know quite why. Then, the second, third, and eighth times I saw it, I put a couple of things together that others might have missed, and I think I realized why it bugs me so much. I asked myself some questions to get to the bottom of just what was being conveyed by this trailer, and I think I came up with some pretty unique questions that I'm going to share here with you. Now, if you watch the trailer and it makes perfect sense to you, and heck, you're going to go out and see this movie, then good on you. That means this video probably won't benefit you. But for the rest of us, we will be investigating just what underlying purposes this trailer and perhaps its subsequent movie might serve to further othering of people of color. Is it more than just a harmless trailer for an innocuous new movie about faith and the miracle of redemptive supplication? Well, I think it is that, but I also think it serves a deeper, perhaps more corrosive purpose for us folks of color. As you'll see in most, if not all of these videos, we recognize that none of this happens in a vacuum, and we will be recommending that it's helpful to be familiar with a few concepts as we dive into these pop culture artifacts a little more, for better context. The first term, linked below, is an old chestnut called othering, which Dr. Dwight Turner clarifies in his video, What is Othering? Next we have in-group favoritism. Now this is a social psychology concept that is kind of like a ribbon of caramel that runs throughout this trailer. We'll try to ask the right questions to see just how. The next is the term representation. It's a classic and a favorite of mine. And finally, mind guards. It's another social psych term, which means folks who censor troublesome incoming information. Once again, these are all linked or defined below so that you can check out these dang important concepts that might be driving the context of this trailer right here. Okay, let's ask those same questions I asked myself while watching this trailer over and over again. First question, are there examples of in-group favoritism in this trailer? And if so, who's in the out-group? Next question involves a detail you may have missed if you blinked twice or looked into your popcorn bucket for a second to ponder the nature of the abyss. Why is the brown-eyed, adobe-complected son in this trailer a whole different, other ethnicity than his apparently white, light-eyed parents? Next question, why are literally the only faithless, disbelieving rather than doubting, people in this trailer two African-American men? Following this, why, when the two African-American men voice what amounts to essentially their opposition to miracles, are they reprimanded, or at least corrected by white people? How is this linked to representation and mind guards? Okay, let's start answering those questions. Question number 1, is there deliberate in-group favoritism shown here in this trailer? If so, why? Well, in-group favoritism goes, we're the best, the in-group. They're the worst, the out-group. Or at least not as best as we are. Now, I mention this because this trailer is not just about faith, it's about religion. It's about the in-group's religion. This means there will probably need to be an out-group to oppose. More on this soon. Next question, is it important to the plot to make the son in this trailer a different ethnicity than his parents? To the plot, perhaps not, but to the ticket purchasing audience, perhaps. Now, I don't mean to sound alarmist here, but I am sounding an alarm. This is important because representation is important, as I've said before and as we'll say again and again here at PopCOO. And once again, it is vitally important to remind ourselves that millions of dollars were spent on this movie. This casting and positioning choice was quite deliberate. The producers and director chose Marcel Ruiz for a reason. What was that reason? Well, there is no indication of any explanation, or even an interrogation into this obvious and deliberate casting and representation choice. So why this choice? Well, I think this child's unidentifiable ethnic background may serve a couple of purposes. That is, in part, to generate sympathy from certain members of the audience, with the underlying assumption leaning towards little John being a rescue child of some sort, perhaps a foster child or a Madonna Jolie-esque adoptee. If that sounds to you, I implore you to watch the trailer again, this time with an eye for representation, and see what you think of the ways that people of color are represented. And second purpose, to generate buy-in from lighter-skinned people of color. Simply put, if I see someone like me featured in a product, I like the product better. Simple as that. And we Latinos are a huge religious group, and we watch lots of movies, and our eyes tend to be beautifully brown, and our skin a blushed desert mocha. Next question, why the two faithless African American men? Incidentally, I went to the movies last night where I saw this trailer again, only it had been edited. They removed the doctor's lines, but luckily I have the original trailer edit where the doctor character says,
"I don't believe John will survive the night."
And the only other speaking African American male character in the whole trailer literally says,
"But I don't believe in God."
Now, missable detail, the word believe was here chosen to be spoken by these twin African American actors with surgical precision. This was written into the script. But why? Well, this movie is a drama, one which purports to be a tale of faith, about belief. Thus, the believers, in this case the in-group, the mom, the dad, the preacher, all white people by the way, need to be pitted against the unbelievers, the out-group, in order for all this to work dramatically. There has to be a conflict in every drama, and this conflict in the way that it has been portrayed in this trailer was chosen for a very specific reason. Another missable detail. We found that there are literally only 7 African American people in this entire trailer, including the full crowd shots, with tons of background actors and an apparently all-white basketball team. This isn't even accounting for the possibility that there might be repeats of the same actors in some shots. This shows that this is not merely a movie about faith. This is a movie about white faith, which is wholly different and frightfully important, especially in the context of representation and othering. This trailer doesn't seem to be saying, hey, all people of faith, come together and come watch this movie. It seems to be saying, hey, all white people of faith, come see this movie. This one is for us. And, last missable deet, acting as a mind guard, protecting the faithful from the doctor's apparent lack of enthusiasm for John's survival chances. The mother tells the doctor what she needs from him, what he must do for her, including letting God do the medical work.
So I need you to be the best for John, and you just let God do the rest.
Then this happens.
Or God's talking to you.
This other deliberately positioned white character, a man this time, suggests that God is talking to the faithless African American character, gently reinforcing a couple of things. One, the most obvious, that the African American men in this trailer are wrong in their faithlessness. Not half right, but dead wrong. Thus reinforcing their status as the faithless outgroup. Remember, this trailer does not show them coming to belief by the end. And number 2, the second most obvious, that the white people are right in their belief. They're the in-group, the favorites. This, even though dominant media otherwise spends lots of time and money portraying African American folks and Latinos as the most faithful, oftentimes overly faithful, even gullibly religious. But not this time. And while the outgroup flat out do not believe, the in-group may fall into doubt, but never into actual disbelief, such as the father.
I believe it, but maybe that only goes so far with something like this.
Even the preacher, though doubting, made a promise.
I'm supposed to walk alongside you for as long as it takes.
Now here's where we need your help. Comment below if you think you can answer the following questions with either critical theory, social justice concepts, or some good old-fashioned social psychology. Why is the mother portrayed in this trailer as the most faithful?
Surrender.
There is some symbolism at work here, but I'm not quite sure what it is. And what is the significance of the Facebook page going viral? Why is this important?
Did you see the Facebook page? It's gone viral.
Finally, we here at PopCOO will often attempt to speak directly to those who create the popular culture which affects us daily. That being said, to the marketing team at 20th Century Fox, if you want to market your movie to a more diverse viewing public, and I'm not at all convinced you do, add some people of color to the cast of the faithful, not just the victim and not just the faithless. Representation matters. If you have an idea for a pop culture critique or want to join us in this endeavor, we need the most many voices we can to show up, to speak up, to act out. Serious. If you watch this and said to yourself, I can get behind what they're trying to accomplish here, then leave us a comment, like this video, and subscribe to our channel. Look for us on all the popular social media platforms and email us at popcultureoppressionobsession@gmail.com. See you next, and every time, pop culture is used as a weapon against us.